friends. December 4th, the date hasn't changed, but the video camera on the last one kind of went dark. I'm not quite sure what happened. Could be the port that it was plugged in my laptop that maybe had some problem, but it reverted back. So anyhow, here we go, live again, December 4th, and we're going to do the Pinwheel Tower card. Here we go. How cool is this? I'm going to show you how to make it so it fits in a standard envelope, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 being your card size, and also how you can make one to fit into our note cards. So without further ado, let's get going. Alright, so I'm not going to show you in this video how to decorate it. You can do that. I'm showing you how to make the card, and then you can add your decorations. But just to give you a quick overview, this is spruced up die cut of the tree in gold foil, hand stamped and hand cut out. Greetings, of course, hand stamped. This is a piece of the brick and mortar 3D. Just cut. It's like 2 1/2 by 1 3/4, and it just kind of fits on there. And I've got a little tag because I realized I decorated my card so much and how cute it was, there was nowhere to write a message. Here we've got that same spruced up die, but I've got the outline of the gold, because when you cut one of these guys out, you get a main and an outline. And then I stamped and have this one cut out with a star from the Star Punch, and then one of the deer. I just love the deer, especially in gold foil. And that's how this card is decorated. And you'll see too that even with my pattern paper being this same pattern from Holly Berry, you can see that on the inside there too. So let's actually make this card together. So the first thing you need is a piece to make the pinwheel. That's where we start. I'm going to actually leave this out so you can kind of see it as we go. And this piece measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, you're going to score it 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. You're going to score it every 1 inch, so that what you have is 1, 2, 3, 4 panels and a small 1/4 inch panel on the side. That's how we put it together. So let's score and burnish, or fold and burnish. So you're going to see that I'm doing it on the back side of my pattern paper, so that when you look, this is the other side of the pattern, not this side, and I'm doing that to make the pinwheel because I'm going to be covering up all 4 panels. Okay, and that way when you look down the center, you'll see it's matching paper. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit of adhesive here and see how that goes. There we go. Fold that over. Hopefully it doesn't squish out on me. Actually, I should probably have used a tape runner type. I'll just have to hold this for a second, but that's going to make our pinwheel square. And for both of these cards, both sides, you're making a pinwheel square exactly the same diameter. It's just the height that changes for the card. So we'll get to the second one there. And I promise you a little unboxing afterwards. I have all my pre-order stuff. How exciting. Alright, so once you've got your tower done, we're going to cover up all 4 panels. So we need some cardstock. This measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So it's got to be the same height. And the width for the standard card is 2 3/4. And how do we know how to fit that so it'll fit into an envelope? Well, if you put one here and you put one here on the 2 panels, you will see that they measure 5 1/2, right? 2 pieces of 2 3/4 will be 5 1/2. So let's get that on here. So I don't think it matters about my little tab on the inside. I'm not too concerned about that. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm actually going to make this, use my Stampin' Seal to have this go a little bit better. So 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and it's going to go, if you flatten out your tower and you've got a score line down the middle, that's what you're going to butt this up against. Alright, so you're butting it up against the score line down the middle here. Okay, just like that. And that's how your first one's going to go. Your second one is going to go here. So you're covering over the right one a little bit. So you just take that pinwheel, you put this on the first piece, then you flatten it, and where you can see your tower, that's where you're going to add the next piece. And as you can see, this will start to come together like that. All right, that's the best way I could try to describe it so that you don't get lost. So flatten your tower, and then on the left side, add your panel. And yes, it's going to cover over, because look, it's starting to come together. There's your red and there's your red. Okay, so then if we turn it this way and we flatten this one again, we're going to add to the right side, but right up against there, another panel. So you need 4 panels. Okay, here we go. That's 3 sides. I suppose you could do a triangular version of this too, I guess. And then this panel is going to go here, like that. And then that will get you, I'm just looking at it to make sure it'll goof up. It takes a little, it's a little visual, right? You gotta get the visual on this, and you'll know what you're doing. Alrighty, and I forgot, because I had to restart the video, to mention, if you're here watching live, let me know you're watching live, and if you're watching the replay, leave me a comment. Love to connect. Alright, so here we go. Nobody wants to see pre-order, huh? Okay, maybe I'll hold off. I don't know. Alright, so there's our tower. There's our 4 pinwheel pieces. Looks just like a pinwheel. And then we're going to add our pattern paper. So just once again, flatten it down. And you've got 2 panels here. One panel, you're going to put pattern paper that measures 2.5 by 4. That'll leave a nice, pretty border around. And then another panel that is 1.5 by 4. And that will fit here. And if you cut them in a line, you know, you'll get that running together. I don't think it matters so much, because there's quite a border in between the two, and that may not be necessary. Oops. There we go. And we'll get this guy in place. So this paper is called Holly Berry. Holly Berries? And it comes with green and red and cherry cobbler. So you could do your card base in red or cherry cobbler. This is cherry cobbler here. And then, I think, wait a second. Yeah, this is cherry cobbler here. And then the one I'm doing tonight is real red. All right, so then turn it over so that you have the next large section on the right. And grab your next piece of 2.5 by 4. Imagine what a great card this would be for someone to put on their Christmas tree or on their mantle when it comes from you. Great for a cheer you up and a birthday. Like, so many greetings would be so perfect on this. So then you also put your 1.5 by 4. So now we've got 2 panels done. And then we flip the small panel over to the right. And once again, we've got 2 segments to decorate. 1.5 by 4. I wonder who I'm going to send these cards to. And 2.5 by 4. So cool. So in my first video, I explained how I was having new internet put in, and they were just arrived here too late to for me to have it done before the live went live. All right, so once again, we're going to turn this left panel over to the right, and we're in our last segments to put together. 2.5 by 4. And then 1.5 by 4. I really loved this card when it first started coming out, and I was like, oh, it looks so complicated, it looks so complicated. But once I started playing with it, I found it's really not so complicated. You just need to watch to figure out how to do it. And there we go. There's our pinwheel, and you can decorate it any way you like. Another way to do it would be to leave just a white segment here for your greeting. Entirely up to you. On my sample here, I just put a tag, and that's where I would write my greeting on it. Something about dimensionals, I'm using them a little bit, but if you look here, as the card is at the center, there's quite a bit of paper in here, and adding lots of dimension right there might make it a little bit thick for a standard, hi Mish, for a standard card to be mailed. But there you go. Alrighty, that's how you make it to be a standard card, and I'll prove it to you. It fits in a standard envelope, just like that, but looks oh so much cooler. There we go. But let's do it in the note card size, because I know a lot of people like the note cards. I don't use them as much myself, but they are they're very handy. You get 20 envelopes and 20 already already cut cards. Hi, Mary. I know, right? Easier than you thought. It's exactly what I was thinking. So 20 envelopes and 20 card bases in one package, and they're just a bit smaller. So typically your card is, I think it's 3.5 by 5 for the note card. So we start with the same piece of patterned paper for the pinwheel, the tower part, and it's also 4 1/4, so each panel is 1 inch, and then you've got a 1/4 inch that glues together. You just make it shorter to fit in this card. So this piece is 4 1/4 by 3.5, and I want the trees to show. So that means I'm going to have the trees on the inside. I have the trees upside down. There we go. Let's get them right side up. So we're going to fold around on our 4 score lines. They're all at 1 inch, and the piece is 3.5 inches tall for the note card size. And then what we're going to do is wrap this around like that, and then when you look down the center of your pinwheel tower card, you will see the trees, the same pattern. Although, you know, this would be a complementary color too. Some pattern papers we have are completely different on the two sides, but where they're complementary, totally perfect. So I'm going to just seal this together. It's only 1/4 of an inch. You could definitely make it a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch if you wanted, because there's still space in there. I think a 1/4 inch was just the design so that there was not too much bulk in the middle. So we are going to start with our card base pieces. So this is Evening Evergreen. Lots of greens in this paper. So we've taken our pinwheel, just like the last card. We're going to flatten it down so we have 2 pieces with a score line in the middle. We're going to butt up against the score line and glue this cardstock piece down. Oops. Add a little glue on the ends. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to glue this one on the other side. So the left side's going on the outer edge. These, oh, I didn't tell you, these are 3.5 inch tall by 2.5 inch wide. So it's just a little bit smaller, because for a note card, your card is 5 inches, so you double your card base piece here. So 2.5 and 2.5 is 5 for a 5 inch wide note card. All right, then flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. We're going to glue one on this side and one here. And then that's going to all come together nicely, right? Oops, let's play dice. Yep. So we flipped it over. We've got our tower here. Take our 2.5 inch cardstock, butt it up against, and we'll go over here and butt this guy up against too. Like, these are not hard to do, and the time it takes to cut the paper is not that much. I would say on the standard size one, I used a fair bit of paper because this is 4 inches tall, and what did I say this guy was? 2.5 inches wide for the pattern paper. So you've got 11, so you're using 2/3 of a sheet of paper basically for this card. So you know, designer series paper wise, just want to make sure you have enough if you're going to do a couple in the same pattern, when you love the pattern too. So now we're going to take our pattern paper, and these trees measure 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then we have a thin segment here, and this is 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. 3 1/4 is going to be the same. So 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. I haven't made this one actually, but I watched someone else do it and thought, okay, I can figure out how to do this. So yeah, nice to use the note cards sometimes, especially if you're in a rush. And if you use them and you've used the envelopes, then no big deal. You can always cut more card bases if you need to, or you can just use the card bases and make your own envelopes. All right, flip it right over so you have a large panel on the right and a small panel on the left. Let's get our trees going the right way up. Ooh. I think my trees are upside down, but I don't think it's going to matter a great deal. The person who receives this card's not going to be looking at the upside down trees. I'm sure my daughter's just laughing at me. They'll just be glad to receive the card. That'd be a good place to put an embellishment or a ribbon. It's what I'm thinking. All right, and then flip it over. 2 more panels to decorate here. Here we go. I got talking and wasn't paying attention to the directions. And you can always fix this, right? If you use, especially if you use this kind of tape, there is a fix. Okay, so should we fix? Let me show you the fix. So this one is upside down. So if you breathe on it, you can loosen it up enough, if you're hot air like me, to be able to pull it off and flip it over. Look at how easy that was. Now I wouldn't try to do that 3 days from now, but right away when you notice, oh dear, I've goofed up, you can do that. Now if you've used liquid glue, not so much. You're probably out of luck there, because once it's down, that puppy stays down. Okay, there we go, all fixed and pretty. So pinwheel here says a size difference to give you an idea. The height difference, right? 4 1/4, 3 1/2. But this one will fit inside the note card. And I only happen to have vanilla note card envelopes at the moment. There you go. How much fun is that? So I will leave that idea with you and hope you give that a try. And let's move on to the unboxing fun. So what is the unboxing? Well, Stampin' Up! Pre-order period is December 1st to January 4th for demonstrators, and we can, some people ordered before that because they attended on stage, and if they attended on stage, then they were able to pre-order, but just like a certain quantity of items. So these were some of the items that I ordered. I'm not going to take them all out because it's not a full-on unboxing here, but On the Farm. Look at this. From a city girl. I love it. It's so adorable. There's so much we can do with this. I see this product using to do scrapbook pages, to do a beautiful wall hanging for perhaps a child's bedroom, some child. And it has coordinating dies, so that's a plus. So there's a bundle. But what really sold me on it was the celebration product that goes with it. I'm not going to open all the paper, we'll be here all night. But this page is so darn cute. Baby cards, absolutely. Isn't this gorgeous? Like, this is a backdrop to a page that you don't fill up too much. It's gorgeous. So when I saw this as a celebration freebie, and of course as a demonstrator, when you're placing your pre-order, everything you buy, it doesn't even have to be the pre-order stuff. It could be anything. If you just bought adhesives, you earn celebration items early. So we have them to make our crafts, our products with. Okay, so that sold me. So that's one bundle. Then this was a bundle. Where are we here? No, celebration. There's two stamp, no, there's one stamp set. Country Bouquet, and it comes with a punch. This is adorable. I know we're going to be making more than hearts out of this. We're going to be making a lot of flowers out of this. But Country Bouquet, very, very pretty. It has Valentine's. It's not only Valentine's, but it is quite nice. And it comes with 2 packs of paper in the suite. So suite's when you buy like all the coordinating products. So this paper, oopsie, you don't want to even see all the stuff I got sitting over here. Uh-oh, someone on the floor. And then it has another package called Country Gingham 6x6 paper. So it's all gingham patterns, right? It goes. It's perfect. And then this had embellishments and ribbon too, and I know I'm going to get them all mixed up, but it came with the whole suite. So, yeah, perfect. Sweet. Love the suite. This is a celebration. Yeah, kind of maximize my celebration. Okay, so this one, Greatest Journey. I love the greetings here. Wishing you joy in this next adventure. I'm so glad you're on here seeing this, Michelle. Michelle's my daughter, and we do lots of adventures together. This moment is the start of something great. I love this stamp set, and lots of beautiful images, but it has matching dies, and there's a bunch of them in here that are, they would be silhouettes because there's no stamp set for them, but let's take a quick peek at these guys. There we go. There's a person running, there's mountains, there's a tent, there's a cyclist. Like, I am seeing all kinds of masculine cards with this. This is perfect. Yeah, our catalogs are wonderful, but they still don't do it justice. You have to get the stuff in your hands. This has paper, no kidding, to go with it, and it's one of these, the front sheet in my package is the mountains, and so you can cut this up and cut here. If you cut here at 5 1/4, and then you get 3 4-inch wide panels, you can get that from both sides, and you still got a strip down the middle you can use in something else. So I really like this. I thought it was going to be perfect for masculine cards, so I'm looking forward to doing that. All right, too much excitement. All right, next, another bundle. Seaside Bay. I love these kinds of images. Heartfelt sympathy, thank you for everything. The little birds, the clamshell. It's just got it all going on. And then it has matching dies, which I got to get into and play with. And of course, it has paper too. Of course it does. By the Bay, so it's all these colors here. Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Mint Macaron, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Sahara Sand. So, some beautiful oceany like looks. And again, it's got embellishments too, and they're all over the place here. To go with the sea turtle. I bet, Mary, you're looking forward to that package arriving. So this is called a reversibles stamp set, and that's because you use one stamp and it does both sides. So look at the size on the pack. Oh, I should explain that too. Look at the size of this turtle. That's amazing. He measures 3.5 by 3 inches. And the turtle, you do one side, it's flat, so you would stamp one side, and then the other side gives you the image. So that's why they're called reversibles. All the stamps are like that. And when you get a stamp set and it says down here, images at, this one says 60%, that's to tell you that on the front here, those images are not the full size. When you get the stamps, that's the full size. So there is a lot going on in this sea turtle. Michelle, you're going to love this. Watercolor World. How perfect is this? It's a background stamp, and it's gorgeous. So I think we're going to do a lot with this. Let's see. Love for you. Love for you dies. So much love for you. A bunch of greens that go with and some floral images. But the dies are words as well. So you're stamping and cutting out the words. Very nice for your cards, scrapbook pages, all of it. Just trying to get my thumb underneath there. Let's take a quick peek at these guys. So this would be So Much Love and For You, and they have, so this is the outline piece, and then this is the detail piece, but look at the other combinations. Love You, For You, Love You So Much. Like, there's things you can do with these different ones and take it to the next level. So I'll be playing with that one. I've already decided what I'm using these for. I have 3 swaps that have to get out the door by December 20th, and I think there's a total of like over 30. Oh yeah, well over 30 cards. So I'll be busy. If you like our pick a pat and pick punches, that's a mouthful. Sorry for the crinkling. If you like our punches like this, we've had a couple and we still have one that's current. You'll like this one too. It has scalloped edges, so you're getting them in 3 different widths and different scalloped edges. Here, I should pull it closer. Okay. Looks like tickets. You know, the end of a ticket stub. Stitching on it, or no, the lines are just to show the different lines here. Anyhow, this is kind of cool how this one works. I'll be using this one too. You'll see that one in action for sure. Okay, that's celebration. We're getting there. Let's see. There's another suite or a set of, I think it's a stamp set, a bundle, dainty flowers. And I don't have that one, but I got this paper, this designer series paper with beautiful flower images. I think this is a celebration choice, actually. It doesn't say on here, but I think it might be. Anyhow, just some beautiful soft flowers for the spring. And then these gorgeous floral, I know this is a celebration set of paper. Won't this make some amazing flowers? So pretty. Yep. Definitely, we got to play. Then we've got, oh, I do have other dies. Ooh, over here. Oh, I've got an embossing folder that's called Cane Weave. So, not candy cane, because that wouldn't be right for January to April mini catalog, but like cane on rattan or wicker. So this will make some interesting designs. I'm going to try it in both directions and try it with inking it. I'm going to try a couple of different things with this one. So, and I got a set of letters. So we have another set of letters like ones we had years ago, and these ones are current and they're big. So let's get this guy open. Take a quick gander at these. I'm trying to get in the paper here. All right, there we go. Okay. And voila! So letters and numbers. So they're a little thinner than ones we've had before. And the letters themselves are 1 and just over 1.5. So the whole alphabet, and 2 A's, 2 E's. You know, some of them are duplicated, which is kind of nice when you're making projects and stuff. Some other letters that you might use in French or other languages. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9, exclamation point, a couple other little ones added on for good measure. This is a very cool set. And it is extremely well priced. I don't think I'm allowed to share that part of it, information with you, but trust me when I tell you, they're a very reasonable price. Okay, a little bit more paper. Are we ready to jump into celebration already? No, this is Regency Park. So this is a bundle I didn't select yet, but it has matching blue Night of Navy ribbon and this very pretty paper. It's got lots of different colors in it. Balmy blue, mango melody, which is kind of an orangey color. Night of Navy, petal pink, shaded spruce, which is a dark green, and sweet sorbet, which is a pinky, but here you see mango melody on there, and some ribbon. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff with that with some of my other floral and greetings. And then this one's called Fancy Flora, so more floral images, very watercolory look. And I forget where the ribbon is for that. I think it's this one here. The colors are Balmy Blue, Basic Gray, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, Night of Navy, Orchid Oasis, Pool Party, Soft Sea Foam, Suede, and Succulent. And here's some Pool Party ribbon to go with Organdy, Grosgrain. Nice, thin grosgrain, so that's pretty together. So that's there. Oh, and here's the paper for that, Valentine-y looking one. There's a 2-pack, some red and some crumb cake. And now we have another pack of paper, imagine. Dandy Designs. It's 48 sheets, people. This is good stuff. 12 by 12, 48 sheets of various, like, everyday stuff you can use. So you'll want to get that, absolutely. Are we into it yet? We're not into Celebration yet. Vellum Basics. So this is similar to the vellum paper we have in the annual catalog. So I'm not going to keep that hidden away for a little bit and then show you some vellum creations with that as time goes on. Another sweet, delicate desert is the paper. Lovely desert colors. The stamp set and dies are, I'd say Arizona comes to mind with cactus and succulent type flower images with it. And Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Gray Granite, Pale Papaya, Petal Pink, and Soft Succulent. So far I've heard a lot about Petal Pink. It's a lot of that color. And then we have some gold and silver or foil. It's called Like an Animal Specialty Designer Series paper. That's the one I wanted to show you, because I wanted to see it in person myself. So one side is animal skin, I guess you'd say, looking patterns, and they're in sort of regular ink colors, and then the other side of them is with foils. So look at that. Ooh, I'm seeing the farm, I'm seeing all kinds of fun stuff with this. And the zoo, I'm seeing lots of paper options with that. And now I'm going to show you the celebration items that I picked out for myself. I got some of the paper with Celebration, but here's some Celebration stamp sets. So what's Celebration? Every $60 you get a level 1, or $120 in sales you get a level 2 item. I think that paper was a Celebration. In the country, just some lovely little images, 2 images in this stamp set that if you like to watercolor or color in or put as a silhouette background, you can go to town on this, make some really fast and easy cards with that. The adorable owls, oh my goodness, these guys are so cute. I'm loving all the little animals we're getting every year for Celebration, from the pandas to all different other kinds that we've had. And here we go, hippos last time. Here we go with some beautiful owls. Hoot hoot, you're so cute. Very, very, very adorable. Thanks a bunch. I never thought I'd see the day we'd have a carrot stamp, but there you go. This is kind of fun. I think Easter, I think there's other things you can do with this. It looks like spring. There's going to be some fun with this one. This one's full of polymer. The other 2 are red rubber. Not that it matters a lot. And then this is a red rubber sending support. I thought this would be a nice one to add to my collection with Some Days Are Harder Than Others, Sending Loving Thoughts and Prayers, some encouragement ones. We're still going through a lot in the world, and it's good to send cards to people to say we're thinking about you. And then I'll just round off with some of the embellishments. Flat adhesive backed pearls, so they are flat as compared to our regular pearls, but they're wider and iridescent, so they look different colors. They'll take on different colors depending on the paper you've got them on. I think there's 80 in the pack. Pastel adhesive back sequins, there's a lot in here, 300 in 3 different colors. Very nice. All self-adhesive. You just pick them off with your Take Your Pick tool. Enamel Dot Essentials. So these have some basic colors in them, 120. They're a little more flat than the other sort of essential dots we've had. They're a little bit, they're just flatter. They're flatter and but very, very shiny. These are the Iridescent Pastel Gems. There are 90 in this pack, 3 different colors. Those will be fun to play with. So I can see these with that sand, desert sand paper. And then this one here, maybe with that, this one here, the fancy flora paper, right? That would just pop off there. A couple of ideas percolating in my brain. And then adhesive backed milky dots. I'm not sure where that name comes from, but there's 200 in here, 4 different colors. That's a lighter one up on the top underneath the packaging. And they're all designed to go with different paper packs, but I like to mix them up. Okay, so that's it for me for tonight. Sharing a quick unboxing. Watch for products to be made and posted, and give this card a try. Let me know how it goes for you. Too much fun creating a new kind of card. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye now.